The Experts with Kristen Levine. On today's show, Dr. Courtney Campbell, Pete Scott, Dr. Andrew Jones.
Hello, pet parents. I'm Kristen Levine, and welcome to The Experts. This is the show where we connect you with leading minds in the pet care industry to address your most pressing questions. Now, you can consider this your backstage pass to the insights that you typically need an appointment for. We're really delighted to have you as part of our pet living community here. If you have a question about your furry friend, all you have to do is send us your question in video format to dogtv.com/experts, and you just might see your question featured in the future episode. All right, today's episode is particularly special because we are broadcasting from Global Pet Expo here in Orlando. This is the premier event showcasing the latest and greatest in the pet industry. It's a perfect setting for us to dive into the world of pet care with our distinguished guests. So why don't we meet them now? All right, our first guest is actually a returning guest. Back by popular demand, Dr. Courtney Campbell is a board-certified veterinary surgeon who's been really a trusted voice in pet health and in media for many years. Now, whether he's in the operating room or on TV, Dr. Campbell is known for making veterinary medicine approachable and easy to understand. And the little dogs love this guy. He just opened a brand new veterinary clinic. Please welcome Dr. Courtney Campbell. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. This is outstanding. We do have a lot of special guests in the house and, of course, distinguished panelists. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, we got Foxy Roxy
There we
here,
go, Foxy
hanging out
Roxy.
there. And I'm going to ask you a little bit more later about your clinic. We didn't get to talk about that the other
Yeah,
episode.
let's do it. It's going to be fun to talk about.
Okay, fantastic. And where's our, we had another guest, but
We just took off, yeah. I think
it's a little camera shy.
I was about to say, there were some balls or frisbees to play with, I think. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. All right, next up, we are thrilled to have Pete Scott, the president and CEO of the American Pet Products Association, also known as APPA. Now, with over 20 years of experience in growing global nonprofit organizations, Pete leads APPA in making pet ownership more accessible and advancing the pet products industry. Now, notably, APPA co-produces this very event that we are broadcasting from, the Global Pet Expo, which, as I mentioned earlier, is really the premier and largest international showcase of pet products and their manufacturers. So please welcome Mr. Pete Scott.
Thanks so much, Kristen.
Thank
It's
you.
great to be here. I've never been here before, so let's get in some trouble.
Yeah, and first time we're having someone with your expertise, so we're really excited.
We'll see where that goes.
You mentioned
I'm sitting between two incredible veterinarians.
Well, we're going to have fun with it. And thank you for letting us have the show here at
Absolutely.
Global Pet
Love having you here.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, our next guest is Dr. Andrew Jones, a former practicing veterinarian, author, and natural pet health advocate. He's the creator of the popular YouTube channel Veterinary Secrets, where he has over 1 million subscribers. All right, he shares his educational videos on pet health, covering topics from home remedies to the latest in veterinary medicine. Now, Dr. Jones has also authored several pet health books and developed a home study course aimed at empowering you, the pet parent, to take an active role in your pet's well-being. Please welcome Dr. Andrew Jones.
Here we go.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks, Kristen, along with my distinguished panelists.
Yes, we have.
Nice
a
to meet you
very-
guys as well. Looking forward to
I wanted
it.
to ask you a quick question, Dr. Jones. When did you get started on YouTube? Because I have seen you on YouTube before I actually met you today.
When did I get started? About 7 or 8 years ago, we published our first video, and Courtney, you'll appreciate it. It was on how to help express your dog's anal glands at home. So I'm the anal gland expert.
Here we go.
Well, we might have an anal gland question today. Who knows?
Gotta be an expert in
I'll
something,
make sure
right?
I'll go to you for that one. All right. Okay, so now that we've met our awesome panel, let's dive into today's questions. Now, we've received hundreds of inquiries from our viewers, pet parents like you that are eager for some guidance. So today we're going to answer 4 of those questions. So no cheating, guys. You guys, we want your quick responses to these questions. And nobody has seen the questions yet. So that's the fun part of the show. Here's the thing. We only have 4 minutes for each question. So I'm going to take turns going to different experts, and then I'll let you each kind of tag onto that answer so we get collective advice. How's that?
God, that sounds good. I like that plan.
Yeah.
If you
let's
don't
go.
know, I'll just toss it to
There we go.
the next expert. Okay, are we ready for the questions?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Here we
Our
go.
first one is from Emily. I don't know where she's from, but let's see what her question up on the screen.
Take a look.
There are so many pet supplements out there. How do I know which ones are actually beneficial for my dog?
Okay, great question on supplements. I'm going to come to the veterinarians on this for sure, but Pete, at first I wanted to come to you about supplements because here at the Global Pet Expo, supplements are a growing category, and tell us what you can share with us about that.
They're definitely a growing category, especially in those things you see like e-calming, the CBD, the lavender, things like that. But much like in human health, supplements are a growing thing. And so one of the things is the quality. Sometimes you get what you pay for. And so looking at things like the NASC, the National Animal Supplement Council, that's going out for more quality. So if you want a great quality product, regardless of what you're looking for, that's the right supplement for your pet.
Right.
Look for quality first.
Okay, fantastic. Dr. Jones, I want to come to you next on this one. How do you choose the right supplement for your pet?
Great question, because it's something I get asked often.
I'll bet.
So, I mean, a number of different things. Number one, it's like specifically what are you trying to treat your pet for? For instance, one of the biggest, most common ones would be a dog who's got arthritis or some type of degenerative joint disease. You're looking at, is there something else I can give to potentially help my dog at home that maybe doesn't involve a conventional medication? And looking at specific ingredients, now you can be very clear and look what has been studied. You've got a bit of science behind it. For instance, maybe glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM in a dog supplement. So you're looking for those specific ingredients, ones that maybe have a bit of a science basis to them. You're asking referrals from friends, and you're looking at reviews. If it's vet formulated, I think often that's going to give you a better level of confidence, along with secondary two, looking for some secondary stamps of approval, i.e. from the NASC saying, yep, this is a advised supplement. You follow those steps, I think it can be yours. Pretty guaranteed to get yourself a better quality supplement.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Courtney, anything to add to that?
Not much. I think all of what they said was fantastic, but I would emphasize the 3 V's, right? And that is check with your veterinarian. Number 2, second V, verify that they truly have that seal. And then the third is just validate, right? Validate that and check with studies to make sure that that supplement is actually validated for that condition. Because as you start to look into different investigations and studies, you start to realize, hey, listen, there's no actual proof that this particular supplement works. There are other conditions in which supplements are tremendously beneficial, and they're an integral part of management of that condition. So again, check with your veterinarian, verify, and then of course validate it with some objective studies.
And another V, very good advice
Yes.
from our
Hey,
experts.
thank you.
Pete, I want to come back to you because we'd like to introduce our audience to all of our experts a little bit in more depth. So tell us what your favorite part of this Global Pet Expo is.
Seeing not only so many products, the innovation, and people sharing their passion, but the innovation, the entrepreneurship, this industry that this show is built on the back of small businesses. And there's so many small businesses out here that have dedicated their lives to making people and pets and those who love them better. And so it's the power of the human animal bond coming to life in basically a show floor that's about the size of 4 Home Depots.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, it is a fantastic show. I know you and your team work really hard all year to bring this to us. So thanks for the hard work.
Thank you.
All right, we are ready for question number 2.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so this one comes from Nelson in Tampa. Take it away, Nelson.
All right, Nelson.
Hi, experts. I have a question. So, I just got a new puppy, and I'm wondering how do I house train it? I'm having trouble, and I would like to know what differently.
All right, a house training question.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have a dog trainer on the panel.
We do not.
Courtney, can I come to you for
Yeah,
this one? Okay.
we don't have a dog trainer, but house training is a universality, right? It is that universal thing that anytime you adopt a new canine or feline family member into your house training is such an important part of the process. So I would just emphasize, if you're having challenges, think about consistency. That's the key word. The same time, the same place. And then the same things happen after potting, right? So if you have a treat or if you have some sort of positive reinforcement, whether it be praise, that happens every single time.
Yeah.
Seems that dogs like to go to the bathroom after naps, after eating, after more than a couple hours in the house. So as long as you keep everything consistent,
Right.
I think you'll have great success.
Good advice. Dr. Jones, do you have anything to add to that?
I think I re-emphasize more what Courtney just said. Number one, focusing on being positive, which is such a big thing, especially for a little puppy, and you're trying to reward them for doing the right thing, not for not doing the right thing. Secondly, what he talked about being very consistent and trying to coordinate that when, as you said, your puppy wakes up, he goes outside. He moves around right after eating, he shortly after goes outside. And the third thing is what you just said. And really, then lastly, really focusing on looking at some sort of formal trainer that segues into that so you actually have a lifelong, well-trained dog. Because, yeah, we as veterinarians can offer a bunch of stuff, but involve the experts.
Okay. Pete, what is your housebreaking experience?
Well, I'm not going to be I'm not answering this as an expert. I'm answering this as a consumer, as a pet owner. Tucker's almost 5 years old now, and when we got Tucker, the first thing that we did was we went to our veterinarian and asked, and really, she was fantastic in helping us understand how to be educated pet owners, confident pet owners, and then we got a trainer, and she was able to recommend a trainer. But really, the conversation started with our veterinarian, and added to a lot of consistency, self-education, trial and error, and patience.
Patience. Patience is key. I know, for sure. We had an interesting housebreaking challenge when we fostered and ultimately adopted our latest dog, Tulip. We've always had larger dogs and had really no problem housebreaking them, but Tulip took us 9 months to housebreak.
9
And
months.
so patience is definitely a virtue there.
It's a lot of accidents.
It's
in
a
that
lot
moment.
of accidents, and the good news is she's perfect now.
Nice.
She's perfect.
That's awesome.
Dr. Courtney, we have a few minutes before our next question. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your new veterinary, your surgery practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a tremendous journey, but most importantly, an honor. Because my focus for this particular practice was community and education, and then of course, clinical care, right? And so providing that expert or sort of specialty surgical care in that community is key. And just reaching out every time I have a client that says, hey, I live 5 minutes down the street, or I grew up in this neighborhood, it's so heartwarming, right? So the toughest cases, right? So orthopedic, soft tissue, surgical oncology, or cancer cases, that's what we're treating every day. And to help out the Long Beach community and the surrounding cities has been a tremendous honor. But we're 2 months in, so give me at least 10 more months, and then you'll get the real story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to our third question. This one comes from Marty in New Jersey.
Hi experts, I've noticed a lot of new gadgets on the market. Are there any that can actually improve the quality of my dog's life?
Okay.
Right.
Any new gadgets to improve the quality of your dog's or your pet's life? Pete, I got to come to you because this show is a lot about gadgets.
So what we're seeing, there's some amazing gadgets out there. And again, I'll first go as a pet owner and saying that we got a trackable collar. So we live in a little more of a rural area now, and yeah, we're those dog parents that are terrified he's going to run off, and we want to track him and things like that. But we found that we're getting out more because now we're tracking steps, we're tracking activity, we're tracking calories. And so we're finding that Tucker's getting a lot more exercise, getting out a lot more. That trails down to us. We're also getting out more. And so that's been interesting. I think some of the other things are some of the smart scales, smart bowls, things like that. Some of the things that we're seeing in like the litter robot and things like that can really take the urinalysis, thing like that. I am in your guys' world, and start diagnosing or looking at markers.
Sure.
And that would be Dr. Campbell and Dr. Jones. If we're going to take that ball and run from there.
Dr. Jones, I'll come to you first on that. Any gadgets that you're seeing that you think would be really helpful in improving select with a pet?
So specifically, number one, just the wearables, which really interest me. Just to be able to see now that you've got Like you can get specific, like measurable things and changes that are happening with your pet, and that can then be relayed via your veterinarian. Then in seconding, what I've been really interested in, actually what I've seen here at the show, is that also involving veterinary practices. So you can actually incorporate your initial physical exam history, and you're able to then incorporate that with AI and give you like a better list of, here's like a potential list of differentials along with treatments that may just be conventional as well as alternative. And I just, to see that can happen via this world, it's pretty exciting. I wish I had that in practice.
Dr. Courtney?
You know, what I love the most is that there's quote unquote gadgets for every budget out there, right? So the gadgets, when you see an automatic vacuum or you see a wearable or Bluetooth technology, that's really cool. But then there's some unique toys, right? There's some unique catteries that I see there, and then some unique adornments, right? Some clothing that are sort of moisture protected and weather protected clothing. All of those fit within a budget friendly price point, and I find those gadgets to be just enriching as a new collar.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't necessarily have to be high tech to be a really great functional gadget.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd like to go back to you, Dr. Jones, to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel and the success you've had with over 1 million subscribers. What kind of content resonates best with your followers?
Well, the biggest thing with the content I'm producing is coming via questions. So for instance, it would be like some of the similar things that I saw in practice via my dog has an allergy, or my dog has recurring ear infections, or my cat has chronic diarrhea. Is there anything holistic or alternative I can try? So I'm getting that feedback, and we're getting those questions, and that's going into creating sort of future videos based on covering those topics.
Right. So yeah, you're getting that great feedback from your followers and then answering those questions through your videos.
And I also need to add, and I think the name of your dog is Tula?
Yes.
That's the name of it? Oh, Tulip. Okay.
yeah.
My dog is Tula.
Oh,
That's a
Fantastic. Okay. Did I come to all of you on that? Yeah, I did. We all
Yes.
brought all the gadget questions. All right. That brings us to our last question. And you guys are doing great, by the way, on time. We're nailing it every time. Fantastic. Our fourth question is from Maria in Miami.
Okay.
Hey experts, I have a question about my cat. His breath has been bad lately. Is that something I should worry about, or should I look into his health?
Okay, bad cat breath. I'm going to go to you again, Dr. Jones, for starters.
So if you're coming in, so you're saying your cat has bad breath, which for most cats, their breath is pretty good. Clearly you're more concerned about some form of dental disease. So, first of all, I would say go see your veterinarian, let them do a proper exam of your cat. And is there any clinical level of dental disease, or is there anything else in there that may suggest something more serious like kidney disease? And then based on that, does your cat need a dental scale and polish done at a veterinary practice, or is there something else that you can add in there that may make a difference? And if it wasn't so serious, maybe you can add in some type of probiotic supplement, for instance, that may now could live in the gums and go away, helping to potentially decreasing plaque, or potentially add in some form of supplement like plaque off, right? Because there are a bunch of alternatives out there, but you need to go see your veterinary first.
Right. Excellent. Excellent advice. Pete, do you have any bad cat breath advice?
Yeah.
Let me tell you all exactly what to do.
That's awesome.
Listen to your veterinarian. Don't rely on Dr. Google. For the times that I've spent with veterinarians, go to your veterinarian, even if it seems like you're overreacting.
Yes.
Go to your veterinarian. Dr. Google is not veterinary advice. And trust the experts.
Yeah.
That's why we're on this show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There we go.
Thank you
There you
very
go.
much.
There's my expert.
That's
Straightforward,
You can go
no
now.
chaser. This is what we like. This is
That's
the
a mic
Pete
drop.
Scott. Yes.
From Pete Scott.
Yes.
All right. Dr. Courtney, anything to add to bad cat breath?
You know, I can't tell you how many times I get the question, should I be brushing my cat's teeth? And the answer is yes, if you can. Now, obviously, if your cat's an adult, if you're not accustomed to it, there's an entire technique guide that we would love to talk about. But I think oral health or dental disease, I should say, is one of the most underdiagnosed conditions in cats, and particularly small dogs like this Roxy Foxy here. So I think it's so critical to check with your vet after they give you the technique guide on how to brush properly. Make sure you institute it as a daily practice. That way you can avoid bad cat breath.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yes, there's no Tic Tacs. They're not going to solve your cat's bad breath.
Yeah,
So
certainly no Tic Tacs, no chewing gum. Yeah,
talk to your
exactly.
veterinarian. Wow, you guys have been great. We've already whipped through our 4 questions, and you did a great job. So thank you so much
Well,
for that.
thank you for being such a great host.
Of course. Now, today's discussion has been obviously very enlightening, and an informed pet parent being an informed pet parent contributes significantly to your pet's well-being. I do want to say, though, that it is most important that you talk to your own veterinarian about your pet's health, because they know your pet best. So a great big thank you to Dr. Andrew Jones, to Pete Scott, and to Dr. Courtney Campbell for joining us for another episode of The Experts. And if you would love to see your question answered, all you have to do is whip out that phone, record yourself asking the question, and send it to dogtv.com/experts. And you just might be featured on the next episode of The Experts. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hi, experts.
Hi, experts. Hi, experts. Choosing the right diet for my dog Thor is important. How do I determine what's best for his age and breed? Thank you.
Well, I will say that nutrition is such an important topic. Find a food that's, first of all, coming from a reputable source.
Yeah, and you're right. Callie, I would say if you want to start an argument these days, ask somebody what they feed their pet.
Hi, experts. My question is about getting my dog to the vet. I know how important it is to get help for my dog when he needs it, but every time we try to go to the vet, it's a nightmare. What can I do to make it easier to get my dog to the vet?
I feel like this is a great question for all of you. I had a dog just like this where going to the vet was one of the most stressful experiences. It made me not want to go to the vet because he was that scared.
But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Less fear and more cheer, right? That's what we're about here. Because at the end of the day, I don't think there's any other profession out there where when you get a call from a client and they say, I have to cancel my appointment because my pet won't come out from under the bed.
Yeah.
There's no other medical profession like that, right?
Right.
Hi, I'm Stas and this is Gertie. I was just wondering, what is the safest way to travel with a small dog like this to help her stay safe and also to keep her anxiety low during like long car trips?
There are so many steps that have been made forward in traveling safely with our pets. We don't really talk about them, but there are pets, seat belts and harnesses and things like that.
And then there are crash-tested carriers.
Yeah.
So the cute carrier you get that is from the designer that you love, because I live in Southeast Florida where we don't have dogs in pickup trucks. We have dogs in designer.
Bag.
How do I train my puppy who was trained on potty pads to start peeing in the rocks and the gravel outside?
Very specific potty training question. I'm gonna go to you first, Chrissy. Everyone has a different way of doing potty training, and there are many different methods. Pretty sure you've heard of the bell method at the door. Sometimes you have to use potty pads. Sometimes it's just about bringing them outside repeatedly with high value reward. But if they're really stuck on the potty pad, I think it's wise to try to move that to the location you intend to take the dog outside.
Definitely want to echo everything Christy said. I think that's outstanding.
Oh, good one, good one.
Hi, experts. Are there specific foods that are harmful to pets that I should avoid feeding them?
You should avoid raisins and grapes are two of the ones that I get asked about a lot. Avocados, coffee.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. So yesterday we had a client that was feeding her dog grapes as a treat.
The Experts with Kristen Levine.